ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to our presentation. My name is Asuka. These are my co-presenter, Noriko and Marin. By the way, have you ever seen this kind of architecture? If you have, please raise your hands. Thank you.
Maybe you don't know so much about this architecture. So today we are going to talk about fascinating Japanese architecture. In our presentation, Noriko will talk about Tokyo Olympic Stadium. I will talk about Himeji Castle. And then Asuka will talk about temples and shrines. Please enjoy our presentation.
Hello. I'm Noriko. Today, I will introduce the amazing Tokyo Olympic Stadium. Olympic coming soon to Tokyo in 2020. Have you ever seen the Olympics on TV? I have never gone to the Olympics in my short life. But I know the Olympics is a big worldwide attraction and event. First, let's review some of the history of the Olympics. In this presentation, I will talk about history of the Olympics, the 1964 Tokyo Olympic Stadium, and the 2020 new Tokyo Olympic Stadium. Let's begin. The first model Olympics are held in Athens, Greece in 1896. They were started by Coubertin. He was a French educator. Coubertin created this Olympic symbol and meaning of the color to represent competing continent flag at this time. Do you know the meaning of this Olympic symbol? It shows the 4 continents of the world. Blue is Europe, yellow is Asia, black is Africa, green is Australia, and red is North and South America. There is also another symbol called the Olympic torch. It lit at the opening ceremony and turned off at the end of the closing ceremony. Olympic purposes wish for excellent friendship, respect between the nation. Now, let's move on to the 1964 Tokyo Olympic Stadium. Do you know what happened in Japan in 1964? This was the Olympic year in Tokyo. Did you know that 65% of the world population live in Asia? Japan was the first country in Asia to host the Olympics. It is a national stadium from 1964. This roof is very characteristic. You can see that roof is very sharp. This structure has a high level of difficulty to make because whole roof is connected by one pole. This stadium has 5 floors. There are over 80,000 seats. There are also some practice studios, such as this picture. Players use the practice studio before going to the Olympic Stadium. Now, let's look at the new National Stadium. This stadium coming soon and will be completed in 2020 before Japan hosts the Olympics. Why will Japan host the Olympics at this time? Because of the 2011 earthquake, Japan wants to have economic recovery. There are 4 largest earthquakes in the world. It was hard for Japan to decide the stadium design because it is very expensive. They want to open the rooftop for glass to glow. They want a stylish design. They want to use this stadium after the Olympics. Recently, Olympic Committee construction company estimated the construction cost about $1.3 billion. To summarize, I talked about history of the Olympics, the 1964 Tokyo Olympic Stadium, and the new Tokyo Olympic Stadium. Olympic Committee want to show the excellent friendship, respect for the nation of the world. The 2020 Olympic will be an awesome event. Please come to Japan in 2020 to enjoy Olympics in Tokyo. Thank you for listening. Next presenter is Marin. She will introduce the Himeji Castle.
Thank you, Noriko. Your presentation was really absorbing. Hello, I'm Marin. Then, I'm going to talk about the legendary Himeji Castle. Himeji Castle is a national treasure because it is the finest surviving example of Japanese castle architecture. There are 3 things I want to introduce to you about the castle. The history of the castle, technical characteristics, and preservation efforts. First topic is extensive history. The castle has long history, over 400 years. The castle survived many critical historical periods with 48 castle roads. The castle is on a hill, Himeyama, which is built with a total height 149 feet. Himeyama was built by the first lord, Akamatsu Norimura. Hime is from Himeji, and Yama means mountain in English. Later, the warlord Toyotomi Hideyoshi built a full-scale castle, which became the base for present-day Himeji Castle. Externally, the keep appears to have 5 floors. However, it actually has 6 floors and a basement. Why was Himeji Castle built? It was built to show power, to protect people in the area, and Himeji was a good location to connect with another area. Because the city of Himeji is between the important Japanese cities, Kyoto and Osaka. Location of the castle has a lot of strategic importance. There are a lot of military defenses, such as gates and moats. Blue line means moats. The moats, which are called Sangoku Bori, are 7.8 miles long. The deepest part is 113 feet. It is really long and complicated. These are important contributions to prevent enemy invasion. Let's move on to the next topic. Amazing technical characteristics. The castle was built by people with the great technical skills. Design of Himeji Castle is totally different from another castles. It's a masterpiece of construction in wood and stone because of its significant features, such as white appearance, creative artistry, and functionality. It expresses human creative talent and the culmination of Japanese castle architecture. Features of the castle are absolutely unique. The white walls, which are made of stucco, to help to protect from fire. It is expensive to keep the castle white, so it is a symbol of financial power. The roof of the castle looks white because they used stucco between roof tiles. The white appearance makes the castle look bigger and intimidates enemies. Also, the wooden stairs are very narrow and very steep. So, you cannot go back once you begin up the stairs. It can be said, Himeji Castle is a defensive labyrinth. There are 83 buildings in the area, and it has a lot of military functions. The most important defensive element is the confusing maze, which leads to the main castle area. It was made to confuse enemies because they have to run with their back to the castle. Finally, there are a lot of efforts to preserve the castle as much as possible, even during times of disaster. The castle survived some damages, such as World War II and the huge Kobe earthquake in 1995. As you can see, Himeji Castle on this photo is not white. It was covered with the black net to protect from bombs during World War II. However, only top of the castle was covered because pilots could not see middle of the castle. It's a miracle that after 400 years, it still stands today. They have cycle of renovation. The main keep is repaired 50-year intervals. The small keeps is repaired after 30-year intervals. The last renovation was in 2009 to 2015. They repainted walls and roofs. The castle got the dazzling white appearance that makes the castle unique. In conclusion, Himeji Castle is a time capsule of Japanese history and drama. It shows creative artistry of Japan. It is protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it will keep standing with a spectacular appearance. Next, Asuka will talk about temples and shrines. Thank you.
Thank you, Marin, for sharing with us about Himeji Castle. That was amazing. Hi, I'm Asuka. Today, I'm excited to talk about Japanese temples and shrines. Let me ask you a question. Do you know how many temples and shrines there are in Japan? Thank you. There are more than 80,000 shrines. And also, there are more than 76,000 temples. So, this architecture are extremely famous in Japan. From now, I'm going to introduce three things: temples versus shrines, Fushimi Inari Shrine, and Todaiji Temple. So let's talk about the differences and similarities between temples and shrines. First, I'll tell you about differences. Shrines and temples have different religion. Shrines are for Shintoism, which is Japan's oldest religion. Shintoism has both spirits and gods. Shrines have Torii gate, which literally means bird dwelling. Old people thought Torii separates the world from gods. Shrines also have Koma Inu, which is a guardian dog. Koma Inu protects the shrines from evil. On the other hand, temples are for Buddhism, which is related to Buddha, so there is a Buddha in the temple. To enter the temple, people go through tall and wide gates. These are just some of the differences. Temples and shrines also have similarities. For instance, there is a chozuya, which is the area for washing hands and cleansing the mouth. Chozuya is for people to purify themselves because cleanliness is important to Japanese people. In addition, there is an offertory box, which is offering money before praying. The money is used for cleaning and fixing the building. These are similarities. Now, let's focus on the beautiful Japanese shrine called Fushimi Inari Shrine. When I went to this shrine, I was impressed by the beautiful color. The shrine was founded in 711. It is a place of worship for good fortune. People visit this shrine and pray for success in business and safety for their families. In this shrine, the symbol is fox. It is, as I mentioned before, it is like Koma Inu, which is the guardian dog. Fushimi Inari Shrine also have Torii gate. The meaning of Torii is wishes will come through. There are over 10,000 Tories in a line almost 2.5 miles long. These Tories has been donated by general public to thank the gods and give a tribute to ongoing life. Today, people can still donate money to add more Torii gate. Another fascinating point is the structure of Torii gate. The gate was made from wood, which is painted orange. The color has been considered to symbolize the life force. Because of the size and color, it costs at least $1,583. It is a little expensive, isn't it? Yes. Finally, let's look at an interesting Japanese temple, which is called Todaiji Temple. The temple was built in the 8th century, and it was registered by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 1998. There is a giant Buddha. Old people thought the Buddha healed the world and defended the country during a time of disaster. That's why they built it. Let's move on to Great Buddha Hall. On the way to the hall, there is a tall and wide gate. The hall was burned during wars in 1180 and 1567. So, the present situation is third generation structure. It is smaller than original one. However, it still ranks as the largest wooden structure in the world. In the hall, there is a giant Buddha. The weight is 250 tons, and height of body is almost 49 feet. The hall represents the size of Buddha's nostril. People can pass through the hall. The Buddha was made with gold and copper. It is very big, so it takes at least 120 people to clean it once a year. That is a lot of people. In closing, Japan has a lot of temples and shrines. These are differences and similarities. However, both of them has very fabulous architectural character, such as Torii gate, Buddha statue, and so on. If you are interested in these architectures, I really recommend you to go there. Thank you for listening.
Now, you know that Japanese architecture is important and fascinating because it has a gorgeous design, awesome structure, and long, interesting history. I hope you enjoyed our presentation.
And we also hope your view of Japanese architecture was completely changed after our presentation. If you are interested in this topic, we are happy to share with you about Japanese architecture. We will wait for you in Japan. Thank you for listening.